Better has a number I
Mr. Better.
Thank you, Judge.
Honestly, go fuck yourself, sir. You don't say that, okay? You don't lose a trial where a jury acquits someone and finds them overwhelmingly not guilty and say, I gave my sincere obligation to look into this, and I'm telling you all I saw when she's guilty. Again, respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Swear again like that. That was, no, I mean, whatever. That was, I shouldn't have done that.
A few moments later.
You, as a prosecutor, have got to be out of your fucking mind.
Nose.
Dude, Jimmy, look at those ears.
The ears don't bother me as much.
No, I don't trust a man. I don't trust a man with a lobe like that. No,
really,
not a fucking chance.
The mouth is butthole to me.
Very thin, paper thin.
The nose.
Oh, the nose.
The brows.
Well, listen, I will tell you though, I kind of like a fucked up nose on a guy.
Like a big old honker. I like a big nose.
Old nose. Give me that big bitch. You know,
yeah,
like, I'm into it.
Come over here, cluck cluck.
Yeah.
I see some chickens that went moving on up in my biz, cluck cluck. You gotta be with the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, kids.
And I go, oop, clutch, clench, Kegel, we did it all. And I go, oh, and what happened? And they go, well, we just got 4,000 plus pages, bitch. And I said, stop it. Show me it. Take me to Unimpound Town immediately, if not sooner. So what happens?
The bitch is here.
Why are you at a football game? Are you a Fonz correspondent?
Well, no, because it's only for men over 30. Okay? Have a great night, boys. Fuck off.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Hey, Blues Clues, motherfucker.
Good morning, lovies. What is today? Who am I? Who is she? Okay. It is January 14th. It's Wednesday, 2026. I'm lost. You're found. I'm blacked out. Not really, just pretend. Babes, I don't know where I am in this computer. She's got to get off a laptop immediately, if not sooner. I also don't know how to share a screen. Forgot how to find myself. Uncle Vic, what's happening with him? He's got the gout. I just had to make sure he had got some colchicine. I think he needs a little allopurinol on top of it. I think we got to double dip this. What a morning. What a day to be alive. It's 7:02. I'm an asshole. I love you. I'm 40. Okay? This is 40-year-old brain. Does she say she'll be here at 6:35? Does she show up at 7:02? Yeah, sorry. Your time is valuable. I'm a dickhead. Okay. I've been in my feelings. Not since turning 40, babes, but since I watched a little something on the World Wide Web. Ask me what it was. Do you care? No? Okay. It was the Karen Reed interview with who? Rotten Mango. Her name is Stephanie. I love Rotten Mango. I like all of her true crime analysis. I like everything about it. I think she is an angel. She's also kind. And she's probably going to get her ass handed to her on the internet because of specific trolls. Maybe a housewife or two in Indiana, which we have shit to talk about. Okay, when I tell you that, you want to hear some shit? We got a problem, babes. Why was I not live on my birthday, you asked? No one asked, actually. But I'm going to tell you why. Was I supposed to, I don't know, pick our names from hats? I've been shut down. Venmo, shut down. At the hands of whom? I don't know. Maybe you could take a wild guess. Am I fighting for my life? No. But am I emailing Venmo to say, I'm sorry that I used the inappropriate word and that you have to say something, not something else? And our meatball Morrissey Sketty Stain is offering up a mansion. Not really, a mansion to us. A fun time, a girls' weekend, March 13th through 15th. And you guys want to ruin that because you're dinks? Yeah, I know. I know you. I know you, Julie. I know you, Carp. Carpe diem. That's what should be your motto for life. But no, hers is Nurse Kim said baby Brian had baby anxiety and she should be stoned. Put her on a crucifix. Well, Jesus Christ on the cross was not angry at me for calling baby Brian Albert a homebody king. I did not mean that with disdain or disrespect, my lovies. I just was saying, because it was facts matter journalism time. And we know I have an elephant brain until it fogs. Okay. Anywho. Okay, so I'm going to fix this. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it via email with the Venmos. Okay, so you can't send anything. Wonder why I'm suspended. Haven't been suspended since 11th grade when I fought Jillian Frediani in art class. Well, okay, took a metal protractor, broke a window, was a little wild. But like suspended. Who is she? Have you and they've made you frozen, they've made me frozen. I go, okay, this is happening. Watch, I'm going to show you just in case. Just say, oh. Sorry, babes, I'm coming. Look at this. Oh, she's who? Oh no, can you see it? She's a bad girl. Oh no, you still can't see it. Well, this is terrifying. How do I still not know how to do this? 10 years later. Nope. Yep. Okay. Is it a screen? Am I the screen? Who's the screen? Jesus Christ. Okay. Whatever. It says I've been suspended, babes. And it says check your email for more info. And I go, okay, will do, you dick. And have they, I don't know what they're doing, but we'll pick out as soon as I fight them and I'll fight. We'll fight back. Duh. That's what we do, babes. But I think we're going to have to, I'm hoping it's done within a week. I know somebody else, I don't know if it was Nick Rocco. I don't remember exactly. I know that they were screwed with on another situation and they ended up getting it back. But like, duh, this isn't like, we're not doing illegal betting here or gambling. It's a giveaway. Should have called your Aunt Deb. Because you know what? Jimmy would have told me how to do it correctly and not say fucking trigger words. Now I'm triggered. Okay. Oh, I do. Oh, do we, Jen? Oh, Jen. Oh, absolutely. Hey, Venmo. Hey, Venmo and McCabe's, Alberts, assholes, G-spots. Ready? On your mark. Get set. I found something in my pocket for you. And it's right here. Okay? Boom. Rude. All right. Sorry. Now I'm back. I've come to. Yeah. What the F? Wait, who is this? Amber. What the fuck? How does that happen? What world are we living in? I don't know, babe. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. We've got to fight, Jessica L., for our right to partay, is what it says. Are we the Beastie Girls? Are we the, tits up Falcon 5? Yeah. 40 is the new 70, apparently. I don't know how to work an application. Listen, I'm in the scheme of life, I'm relatively new to an iPhone. Do you understand? I would have stayed Samsung. I would have Samsunged to the end. But guess what happened? The girls, teenagers, terrorism, tiny, tiny ladies that I love. What happened with them is they were like, oh, Ma, I need an iPhone. And I go, do you? You're 7. They were 12. Do you? And they were like, yeah. So and then I figured out that I could see all of their things. And I was like, oh, sorry, if I could be a nosy bitch and have parental guidelines and be able to like turn things off, like you're fresh, turn it off. Boop, I'm turning boop, I'm booping everywhere. Can I read it? Yeah, I'm going to read everything. I'm nosy. You live with me. Okay? Pay a bill. Get your own phone when you're 29, and then I won't know. But anyway, I don't know why I went there, but listen, Samsungs were fun. You knew it. It felt classy to you. You weren't worried. Sometimes I get locked out of, I almost got brick locked out of my company phone yesterday. I had to call IT because I have a password that has to change every 60 days per like the government. I don't know. Someone says that you have to change your password. And I go, for why? Every 60 days you have to change. Like, this is annoying. I don't know enough things. I don't know enough numbers and letters and special characters to do this every 60 days times fucking 5 years. Do you understand how many combinations that is? So I've had the same, I don't know, whatevs. I had the same one and I know it. And then all of a sudden it's like, you're wrong. You're wrong. And then the iPhone locks, the work iPhone, it locks. And then it's like, oh, we're locking for a minute. Oh, we're locking for 5 minutes. Oh, we're locking for 15 minutes. I am in a full-blown panic at this point. I'm like, I got shit to do, babes. I'm out of my mind. I end up calling the help desk. I'm like, hi, help. And I got 9 more minutes on this lock. And if I have to do it again, I think they're going to disable me from the World Wide Web. And I tried to like do something where I put in how to unlock it, like passcode. I don't know. It was like apple.com reset passcode or some shit. And my IT guy, okay, I think he was a Tony. He goes, hold please, I'm in your phone. I go, oh. He goes, oh, you should be good, Kim. I'm sorry, Tony. That just took me 90 minutes and at least 4 to 6 weeks off of my life. And you just booped something. You just did, you magic, you witchcraft, you warlocked into my iPhone, unlocked it, and said, have a good day, ma'am. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to answer. I answered the email. I told them I apologized for my sins. Okay. And I was like, oh, I'm a dumb bitch. And we're going to be back in business, but you can't send me shit. I love you. Don't send me anything. Pause. Tea. Got to take a tea. And then as soon as I'm able, which I think it said, they said within 72 hours, I get a response. And as soon as I've been responded to, you're responded to. I love you. What did I do on my birthday? Ask me. Did I go to Encore? Yeah. Was I a winner? Partially. She was up, babe. She touched all the buttons. Boop, 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 boop. Buttons. Lived my truth. Was thrilled. Went to Rare Steakhouse. Yeah. Got a little cocky, babes. And this is what happens. I had a false confidence. False start, false confidence. All of a sudden, I go, I'm sorry. Was there $1,200? $1,200 hairs in the machine. It was there. It was there for the taking. Take it out, Kim. Go get the money. Boo, 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 boo. all of a sudden, down to 200. Oh. I was waiting. Have you ever been? I feel like that's the closest that I get to like feeling a very sick, like an addiction. That is, if I am in the zone touching a button, shut up. Can't tell me shit. Literally. Okay. I didn't hear it. But also I get it because I was like, oh, I just need one more hit. Just give me the orbs. I just need 6 more. Help me. If I get it, I'm like, then I'm going to be fine. Then I'll get out. I'm like, oh my God, I got to go to rehab or some shit. I love it. Don't do it often. But when I do it, babe, I'm going to do it. Just saying. Okay. Yeah, this is terrifying. Oh, of course. Look at, and there's my queens. Chaos Queen 46 says, I would have taken that $1,200 and ran. Yeah, you would have. Yeah. Yes, you would have. I clearly didn't put in $1,200. I put in like $100, right? I didn't put in all the monies. That was it giving it to me. But I'll tell you this. The encore giveth, and the encore taketh away. Every single time. Each and every time. Will I ever win? Yeah. Do I feel like there's a manifesting a jackpot somewhere in the next 3 to 5 years? Possibly. I don't know. Could be 3 to 5 business days. Who am I shitting? But I love it. Do you like, if you go to a casino, do you like to tap the buttons or do you like to go, or do you like tables? I know that I have the least odds, right? Like I don't care about the table. Ew. I'll play 3 card. I'll do a little pineapple. Well, speaking of, we're gonna get into mangoes, pineapples. This all was to come around, guys. We know how our brain works. Good morning. 3 card poker. I also call pineapple something, right? I don't know why. Why do I call it that? I don't know. Okay. Pineapples, swingers, Canton, rotten mango, Karen Reed. 10 out of 10. I want to watch a couple of clips, lovies, because I thought it was like really powerful. And I had just watched, like, I have had like a Karen Reed week between watching Katie Cassidy in the Lifetime movie, which I thought was actually really good for what it was. Me and Emily C talked about it on Sunday. I was like, for what that was, I didn't hate it at all. I was into it. I'm a Lifetime television for women connoisseur. There used to be, they also had like Shania Twain. I don't know, was it like Profiles of Women or something? I don't know. They used to do all this incredible shit and I loved it. I love Lifetime. Gloria Estefan. Come on, shake your body, baby. Move that conga. Don't you be close yourself any longer. Oh, so good. Yeah. I don't know. They used to do all these like portraits, intimate portraits. That's what it was. You know it. Hi. Hi, Lala. Oh, okay. She knows. Linda. Pineapples. You want to go to Pineapple Town? Out of our minds. Okay. So in this interview, Kara says this is her first interview because she didn't actually have like an interview with Howie Carr. She was just there when he was doing his book and Alan Jackson was really there. And she made a couple of comments, but I know that there wasn't like anything new that we could learn or that she could reveal due to the civil cases, right? Like, duh, there's shit still going on. 3 different civil cases, Kazan. And where I understand that. But seeing her vulnerable in minutes and in moments, like, gets me. And it gets me every time. And she doesn't do it every time at all. But I I feel for her so much. Not that I didn't, I always have. I know that she's a factually innocent woman. I know that she has lived through hell with 2 trials. I know that. I know that she has chronic medical conditions and autoimmune disorders that no one should have to wreak that havoc on your body. And then to know that you're in literally fight or flight for 4 years. And I think after trial, she went into freeze. And I get that. And to hear it though in her own words, I was and talking about the delay, having like such a delay in emotion, and it all coming to the surface because our body keeps the score. Doesn't matter what your brain does. I think 24 hours of her life every single day was so dialed in to fighting for her life, to fighting for justice, to fighting for Officer John O'Keefe, for women of the Commonwealth, for change, all the things. But at the top of that list had to be, I don't want to go to jail and be in prison for the rest of my life for a crime I didn't commit. And like when that ends, and in the way it did, such high highs, that peak, in my opinion, and per cat and her words, like went to a low valley. Because it's now what? There's work to do. There's always work to do. But now I have time to sit with my thoughts. And I didn't think that she had that time prior, if that makes sense. And I've always said, you know it, babes, since day one, that Kat wasn't able to grieve losing John because she had to fight. And somewhere the grief turns into anger because of what Mass State Police, because of what the Norfolk DA's office, because of what the Commonwealth and Judge Cannone, the Judge Cannone comments. Oh, babes, we have so much to watch. Like, it was all stacked against her. And I think it's just bubbling now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel so empathetic towards that. And it's not my business. And I almost wish I knew it earlier. Because I think knowing that and hearing it and seeing it made sense. And you just want her to try to stay strong and healthy and keep her faith, which I know she does, into the Reeds, into Nathan. I got a lovely text on my birthday from a couple of people, and I was like, oh, you know, what a whirlwind, guys. What a world. All right, she's coming too. I wish people would have let her be free. Yeah. And Cannone, here you go. Super Squirrel, talk that shit. Cannone is corrupt. Cannone, Judge Beverly Cannone, who's full of baloney, up to her fucking eyeballs. Oh, I knew it. When the bench almost broke and had grave concerns and needed a Werther's original hard candy in her pocket. Are you having a hypoglycemic event, Beverly? Or are you an emotionally charged princess who needs to come back to the real world and life? that Lifetime television for women, the depiction of her and that wig, 10 will go down in history. I am obsessed. Facial expressions, method acting, huffing, puffing, blowing houses down. Nailed it. Okay. Let me do this. I'm adding this. Am I adding it? Yes, she is. She's an adder. Okay. What are we doing here? I'm going to back it up, back it up. Now watch this. We're going to go here. Was this it? I want to start. No, I want to start here. Yes, I do. Oh. We're only doing the Q&A portion because everyone else, you guys watch the rest, but watch this. Oh, wait, no. Do I want to start a little earlier? Shit. All right. Maybe right here. Is it right there? Yeah. Is that it? I think so. Settings. Are we normal? As normal as she can be. Yeah. All right. Can I go this up? All right. We're going to do that. Feels good. Does it?
As staunch support for my innocence. Yeah. There are people that ask for selfies that maybe don't even believe I'm innocent or don't know anything about the case, but know that I've had people come up to me in the seaport and say, are you famous? Because they just saw it and then ask for a selfie and they don't even know who I am. They're going to post it and then and then start collecting the likes. It's always been a guy too, like a Gen Z guy. Who are you? Like,
who are you?
I'm like,
absolutely. I just want to say to every Gen Z guy, who are you? Who are you? Stop trying to take a selfie. Ew. Oh, men. Some Gen Z, can you imagine? Ew, I'm picking it up. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? He is definitely wearing a polo, khakis. Okay, he's got boat shoes on. I'm sorry, dickhead. Take your hey dudes and maybe let a woman live. Oh, hello. Okay, here she is.
You don't need to worry. If you don't know, then you don't need to worry about it.
They're like, are you on TV?
Yeah, it's weird.
Have you been on the Karen Reed Reddit pages?
One good thing about having such a high profile case that's played out publicly is if we're working on trial or working on a witness and it's, well, when did Buchnick testify that the video was a true and accurate representation of the Sally Port? I can just Google it. I don't even, it's like, all right, what's quicker? Do I go into my files with my library lookup system or do I just Google it and it says day 27, Buchnick testifies June 10th or whatever the date was. So I have not purposefully gone on Reddit to look myself up, but I have done searches looking for details that have led me to Reddit. And I've always been very pleased. I may not be seeing the right things, but I've always been pleased at the discussions I've seen on Reddit. They seem...
Okay, didn't have this on my bingo card, babes. Didn't have the Karen Reed Reddit bingo card. Don't go on Reddit. If you have never been on Reddit, don't go on it. I found myself on Reddit because someone who allegedly likes me and Jimmy was like, you guys got mentioned. And I was like, oh, did we? Oh, we got mentioned or we got filleted? Did we get fillet of fished? I'm sorry. Why is Reddit like it is Twitter with aliens, I think they're little aliens. And I go, who the fuck is this saying this? I don't know who you are, you little fucking alien. And you just talk all the shit. But there is great things. That's where Shannon Burgess, I think that's where that originated with his resume, that he wasn't actually a PhD. If I recall correctly.
They're intelligible and they're intelligent. They're not as emotionally, it seems anyway, that they're not as emotionally charged as social media pages where there are people with targeted goals. Like there'll be, I'm not on Twitter anymore, but I have popped on and off Twitter because there are some people that have actually done very good digging. That's been helpful to me. But I'll read a comment that Karen Reed looks like a leather handbag and she looks like a man with a wig. Or I've read very hazy, very physically demeaning things. I'm like, clearly you are over emotional for someone, for some unconnected third party.
Yeah.
You can say, I don't like the look on her face, she looks guilty, or I don't like the sound of her voice, she sounds arrogant. But when it gets very personal, I think, all right, which member of which family this is too visceral. You must be part of the shrapnel in this whole mess that you're saying. I don't know.
No, I agree.
It's not exactly those comments, but they're trying to hurt me, but they're so personal that it's so obvious.
Yeah.
It's one of these, or it's
yeah. Isn't that something? And babes, if you don't have to be Kat to have these instances happen to you, right? It happens to all of us. And I have always said, I don't give one shit. Attack my argument. Attack my anything. You think I'm wrong? You think I'm an arrogant bitch? You think I'm fake as fuck? You think, I swear too much. Stop doing this. Whatever it is, have your opinion. But debate me on an actual subject. And I feel like it always devolves into women's looks. Always. And so it doesn't matter if you're a thickums bitch. Thickums. Right? We're in thickums season. Or a slender, a teeny petite queen, Karen Reed. People, men and women, attack appearance. And it's low hanging fruit. And I do know, though, when there's one account, Chris Albert, allegedly, that always says something about me being like the fattest, ugliest girl he's ever seen in his entire life. And it's like, okay, I don't really care. But when you hit that low all the time, like, I mean, you could say it once and be like, oh, or a couple times, a handful. Oh, listen, I'll give you fucking 20. Hit me 20 times with you are the ugliest, fattest, miserable bit, like whatever you want to say. Could you have one good day? Could you have one day that you're like, you're a dumb bitch because you think Karen's innocent or whatever? But the way in which the women are torn down, and Will gets it too. Will gets it for his people are really rude and will say something about his teeth or his smile. And but like, I don't see men getting critiqued in a way that women do. And specifically, Karen was not only by online trolls, right? That she said either it's, you sometimes are like, who are you? What account is this? You faceless, nameless dumbass. But if you've already had to live through the trauma of being objectified, of being harassed, of being dehumanized, of being targeted, of being persecuted along with prosecuted by Mass State Police and Norfolk DA's office, I think it hits different. Because, ew. And people need to be held accountable for what was done and what was said and how one was treated. And the discovery of, when I tell you, babes, I am particularly jazzed out of my mind to find that I need Proctor's second cell phone extraction discovery. Like I need to hit a slot machine at Encore. Like I need to touch the buttons. Are we there? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I need it. Because I know that if he said it about Kat, I want to know what was said about every other woman. I want to know whose nude, whose imagery was in the phone. I want to know if you're a racist piece of shit. I want to know it all. I want your phone to tell me everything. And I want Kat to laugh all the way, ha ha, to the bank.
it's one of those guys.
Goofy. I know that you legally cannot say a lot of things. There are a lot of theories online about Canton's residence.
Oh,
A girl must try. So I'm just going to run them through you. There is an online conspiracy that Brian Albert and his sister-in-law, Jen McCabe, Jen, are having an affair. Do you know anything about that?
I do not know anything about that. I had read things like that very early on. John O'Keefe had told me when we first started dating in 2020. So we started dating very early in the pandemic. We had dated when we were in our early 20s, but we reconnected.
Mhm.
He reached out to me during the pandemic. I think just because everyone was stranded at home and you're resorting to social networking. And he had told me, like our second date, that there is a this according to John, that there was at that time a swinger scene in Canton, which I had read in Boston Magazine that there was one in a different Boston suburb.
okay. First and foremost, Stephanie, are we trying to, babe, did you just say we're going to run it through her? Like we're running it through? Right after we ask the swinging, or we ask the uncomfortable question of Brian Albert and Jen McCabe. The rumor, and the rumor mill has been wild in this case. I mean, it goes from one extreme to an absolute other. This is the pendulum does swingeth, but classy saying, hey, I don't know anything about that. I don't know. Funny story. Wish some people would take a page out of that book, but I digress. And I want to also know, if I ever could, what was the other swinger town? Who's been swinging besides Canton, baby? I need to know. Do you know? Do you know? Okay, tell me. Let's run it back. Not through you.
I'd never read specifically about Canton, but John insisted there was, and I think he can't be the only person, and I can't be the second person that's heard that rumor, fueled by these are people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s in some cases, hanging out all the time, drinking very late, drinking with family. So I don't know if there's truth to it, but I could see how rumors like that start. I had heard it from John, not about anyone in particular, but about couples in Canton.
House long to die in cold. What's the weirdest thing you've ever Googled?
What's the weird?
Hingham, babe. Okay, interesting. South Shore swinging. Do we need merch? Let's give all the proceeds to Cap. South Shore swingers. No? Okay.
This thing I've ever Googled.
At like 2 a.m.
Oh God. I'm sure I've Googled something weird. I haven't Googled anything incriminating.
Yeah.
I'm sure it had something to do with like matching wires on a chandelier at my house, or something like to do with fixing something. Like, what is this bolt that's sticking out of my lawnmower or something? But I don't know. I don't think I've Googled something like perverted.
Oh God.
Anyway, but
there is an online rumor that Jen McCabe.
Okay. Let's do it, babes. You know what we need to do. What's the weirdest shit you've ever Googled? Let me look. Let me Google myself. Well, not Googling yourself would be weird, Jen McCabe. Speaking of, never done that. Can I see my recent search? Okay, well, this is awkward. First thing that comes up is a cyclops. Not perverted, not weird. But I was Googling a cyclops. Should probably go to prison for that alone. What else have I looked up? Oh, support.apple.com/passcode. That was yesterday. Why did I do that? Kevin Falk College. Don't know why. Lifetime Karen Reed. Oklahoma and Texas. Oklahoma and Texas. Oh, do you know that they're next to each other? That I thought, oh. I don't know geography. Babes, I didn't know that Oklahoma. Okay, listen, I'm a smart bitch. I know things, okay? I know things about things, but some things, no, I don't know. And if you gun to my head, where is Oklahoma? It's near Michigan. In my brain, I thought it was north, like way north. Come to find out, it lives, I think, at the top of Texas. Hold on, let me Google it again. Texas and Oklahoma on a map. That's what I should have said. Yeah, it's right here. This is where they live. Oh, we can't do this again. It's the top. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. Wanna know why? Because I'm an asshole. Yeah, it's at the tippity top, babe. Yeah, you know it. Okay. They share a border. Okay, everyone else knows it. Okay, maybe that's the stupidest thing I've ever Googled. Thank you. I should get a map. I really should get a map. I should do map things. 2026 is at the year of the map, babe. Should we go to different locations on maps? Map me. Okay. Sorry, Steph, didn't mean to do you dirty.
As voodoo dolls, plural of you. Do you believe it?
I don't believe that.
You don't?
I don't.
That's
classy. She doesn't believe that Jennifer McCabe has voodoo dolls of her. I do. I don't have voodoo dolls of her. I do believe that. And is it a voodoo doll? Yeah. Yeah. I would think it. I mean, nothing is out of the realm of possibility with certain people, in my mind. Oh, I know. And I don't even want to talk about it either, right? Like, oh, someone's like, I don't touch voodoo. Oh, Utah, where are you, babe? Hold on. Are you north? I don't know. Hold on. Let me look. I know where you are. I know where it like generally is, right? Utah. Location. Map. Oh. Okay, see, I wouldn't have thought you were 2 away from, I wouldn't have thought you were 2 away. No, that's not right. Idaho is not there. Is Idaho there? Oh my God. I am I am having a nervous breakdown. Wait. Oh, Idaho? Oh, I don't know anything on the West. Like half of the country, this is ignorant. I'm going to work on this, guys. I'm going to do this. We're doing map classes, or no one wants to, but I'm going to figure this out. I know the Northeast. I know the Southeast. I know the West Coast, but then there's a swath of like from the top to the bottom. I know where Texas is, duh. And Arizona, New Mexico. I know that they're brethren. But then the other ones, I lose it. Oh, get a puzzle map. Or you know what? Do you remember when the kids were little? Did you used to have those little placemats that that would have like the capitals on them? I need an actual just map. Just a fucking map me. Oh, where's the map? I'm the map. Okay, Dora the Explorer. I'm Nurse Kim the Explorer.
good. Okay, because that would be creepy. I don't know how I would feel if someone had voodoo dolls of me. I feel like
it's not working.
Yeah, that's true. my husband saw a post on Chinese social media.
Oh, I love
A former student of yours wrote, and this is translated, so I'm going to read it. Okay. Karen Reed was my university professor. Back when I was applying for graduate school, she was the one who wrote my recommendation letter. She is sharp-minded, always positive, and someone I often had long, inspiring talks with. She encouraged me a lot. She even told me how I should learn to protect myself in the future. The financial industry is not a stranger to male supervisors and female subordinates with quid pro quo situations. I watched all the live stream news coverage of her trial. I tried to stay in touch, but I couldn't find her LinkedIn, so I decided to write this post to commemorate her. She will always have a special place in my heart.
Is her name Claire?
Can you check? Yeah. You remember?
There was a group of Chinese students I had around 2018 that I got very close with, and they would just hang around, and it stood out to me because it was winter semester, and I taught till about like 10 at night. So when a student stuck around, they'd walk me to my car. I did bond with that group, and one in particular named Claire, but it might not be because I think I am connected to her on LinkedIn. I'm sad I don't speak Chinese because I never saw that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The name I saw was Lulu Chen. Maybe that's her Chinese.
Oh, I do know who that is.
do?
I do know who, oh my God. I have not thought about her in a minute because of all that's happened. I do know exactly who that is.
But
yeah,
you
Lulu Chen,
remember all your students?
I remember her.
Oh my God.
No, because if you write a letter and she's saying we had these conversations, and I remember very petite and long hair, and she was very, very, very trendy. I remember Lulu.
She even said that one time she walked into the class and you complimented her on her shoes and bags.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I remember her bags. I was just trying to.
She's saying you're the most fashionable teacher. And
that doesn't take much. That doesn't take much.
Wow.
Yeah, she was very fashionable.
Okay, I loved this.
Very earnest, and I know exactly who she is. So
Okay. I love that, babes. I love a story. Tell me it. Are you kidding me? On Chinese social media or whatever, the forum, that this young lady, Lulu, my queen at Bentley, financial student who loved Ka, was like, hey, babe, I have such fond memories of a professor. And she wanted to, and Karen seeing this moment and seeing her, like, like in her brain, she's going back and being like, I remember this student. I remember our conversations and what we discussed. I love it. I love it. And it shows the human side and the life that was, and where Kat needs to go moving forward, in my opinion. In her healing.
Oh, hi, Lulu. I hope you're doing well.
Do you miss teaching? Do you like?
I do. Yeah.
What did you mainly teach? Like, so finance, but like what?
I taught a few different courses, but mainly I taught an introduction to capital markets, like how the stock market works, how a company goes public, how to analyze a company's financial statements. We did a lot of real world examples. I taught through the financial crisis. I started teaching in 07 or 08. I started at Fidelity in 07, and I started teaching in 08. I felt at Fidelity, I was very, very much junior. I was a very small fish and just the best pond to be in, but it was difficult on my self-esteem. It was a lot of strong personalities, incredibly intelligent, the biggest investors, literally the biggest investors. It was a great place. I would never have left on my own accord if I didn't have to, but I felt just for my self-esteem, I wanted to do more. I felt like teaching kept me sharp in a different way. Work, I was always, my full-time job, I was always learning, but teaching, you have to be prepared every class that there is a student smarter than you, or many students smarter than you, at least on some topic, that there is something he or she has a personal interest in, broad or narrow, and they are going to know more than you. And you have to know, how deep can I prepare? How much can I help enhance the subject matter? And when do you say, I am not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that company, or I'm not familiar with that investment product. You cannot fake it. And this is, Bentley is not the Ivy League, but I had incredibly intelligent Ivy League worthy students every semester that I did learn things from, but you've got to know your boundaries. But but you also want to push them that if there is interest from students in a topic that I'm not overly comfortable in, how much can I learn so that we can extend this topic? But I loved it. I loved the students. I love being back on campus. I've always been connected to Bentley. My dad's worked there my entire life. I went to
Bentley
basketball camps.
That's a Waltham, right? So I was born a Waltham deaconess when it was back in the olden days, hospital. And I grew up in Waltham, and then I went to high school in Tingsboro. But yeah, like that was like a reach. Brandeis, Bentley, those were all like, I wished I could have gone there. I didn't have the financial ability to do so, but just a reach of a college. I know that it's not in theory an Ivy League for Bentley, but it's still, to me, is like every time if I drive by still to this day, I used to say I knew somebody else who worked there. And now I always think of Mr. Reed specifically and Karen when I drive by. Waltham pride.
There in high school, I went to undergrad, I went to grad there, and I miss it. But I haven't chosen this, but this is this was the bigger purpose for me. I don't have children. I don't see that happening at this point, but my legacy is going to be my impact on Massachusetts and possibly broader criminal justice. And what I did at Bentley and what I did at Fidelity can be easily, maybe Bentley not so easily, because teachers, you have freedom and subjectivity to turn a class into whatever you want to turn it into. But this is, like it or not, this is what I'm here for. And this is what my parents and my friends and my lawyers, this is why they went to law school. We're going to change. We've already changed things. Even if I was convicted, the change has happened. People, even if that jury came back and convicted me, people who watched every day of that trial or 3 days of the trial know what they saw. They don't need a jury to confirm it for them. I've read comments online when I've indulged against my better instincts that I'm going to let it play out. It hasn't been, I'm not going to buy this conspiracy. It's all up to the jury. I've read many comments like that. Like let the it's usually from the other side, the baddies. Let it play out. This is for a jury to decide. Like what a
Kat, we don't call the antis baddies, babe, because that would be a little bit like Lulu, right? Lulu, her trendy pocketbooks and her shoes. That's a baddie, babe. We call them the nasties, right? You're nasty. Nasty. And you have to do it with your nose. You gotta go like you smelled something real gross. Nasty. I don't know why I just did it like that, but that's, if we have to think of one word, it can't be baddies. Antis. Okay, I'm sticking anti.
Minded way to go through life that I'm going to let a jury tell me. I mean, it's one thing if you don't watch it, then I guess the jury is the next best thing. What is their opinion? Juries tend to be reasonable, but read the filings, watch the witnesses. What are you going to, you're going to let someone else make up your mind for you? That's like having someone else tell you who should be president. Yeah. Well, I didn't vote for this president, but that's what the majority says. So that's who it should be. Those comments are, it's just a cop out. Yeah. It's a way to not address the elephant in the room.
Would you ever be a lawyer? Like, would you ever become one?
Never.
Never.
I feel the system is too broken and I'm too old. I think if I were younger and I had more energy, and I hope our law clerks, who we were so blessed to have, which was a brainchild of Alan Jackson's before the first trial, like I'm running out of money. I've got a house and then I'm out. And then I just have to hope the charity of others gets me there. And he said, well, I've got an idea. Let's see if there's any law students. We've got the best universities up here. Let's see if any third-year law students want to help. And we just got to rush. David went to BC Law. Alan went to Harvard. And we had a week of interviews, Zooms. David and I interviewed Each law school sent out a wanted email.
Wow.
David and I did the BC interviews. Alan and Liza did the Harvard, and we probably did about 40. And that was all we could have taken more.
Yeah.
Probably did 40 each. And we each picked our favorites. And then I think we kind of convened on the others. And my pick, so I interviewed the Harvard, the BC. My number one pick from the jump was Evan Wolk, who ended up working on the trial the most for us. They were all great. And then towards the end of trial, Evan had a contract to work at a big firm in the Seaport. And I said, oh, I would love for you to go work with Alan, like, because he and Alan got on, and Liza, the three of them, like there was a real, Alan and Liza have a great complementary dynamic, and Evan just fit right in. And I kind of engineered it. I would talk to Evan privately, and then I would talk to Alan, and now Evan's with Alan.
Guys, how cute. Are you joking? Karen facilitated and like brokered like the conversations of Mr. Wolk going. I remember when we read the announcement that he was going to Jackson's firm. And like, I was the Grinch. My heart grew 3 sizes that day. I was so happy because when I tell you, Mr. Wolk is so kind. He is so tall. He is so smart and dialed in and intricate, and every detail matters. And his voice is like almost, he's so smart and so cerebrally like present, but at the same time, he is so gentle that his power comes off in a gentle manner, if that makes sense, which it probably doesn't, but you know what I'm saying.
Alan and Liza interviewed the Harvard students, and we ended up choosing 4 or 5. Among them was the editor of the Harvard Law Review. She's graduated, but Sophia Hunt, she was kind of our leader of the interns, like the conduit between the interns and Liza, who was managing the interns. But we could not have done what we did in the second trial with a whole new prosecution.
Sophia was also an angel. She was a pen and paper girl. She sat next to me one day, and just kind. These kids who are not kids, and I loved that they had a group chat. Cal will tell us this, but that they had a group chat called Crash Graddies. Stop it. I melted into my own life. I was obsessed with this. So all the interns and Cal were in this group chat, and I love that. I was obsessed, but the specific young people whom I met, and Esty knows way better than I would ever know them, she would be able to tell you that like Evan Wolk is special. He is just, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the legal realm. And he's a good person. All of them were good people. All of them are good people, in my opinion.
New witnesses, trying to keep out the voir dires and the Daubert hearings, which we did not have the first trial. It took us 3 days to get Dr. Russell qualified to testify in trial 2. This is after she's already testified in trial 1. I had to fly her up here for 3 days of hearings. Same with Arca. I can't remember if we had to voir dire or Daubert, Dr. La Posada, but every witness that Brennan could challenge, every expert he did. And we could never have handled that. We did not have the bandwidth without these law students. I mean, they would sleep at the hotel on couches in our rooms. They'd wear the same suits the next day. I mean, they were indefatigable. And just a total lifesaver. They become like family to us. They helped save my life, and I didn't know them 1 minute, and hopefully, I know them forever now.
Did you guys have a group chat?
We did. We called it the. I don't know if you heard the name for the ARCA witnesses. They were called
Crash Daddy.
Crash Daddies. Our group name for the third-year law students was Crash Graddies.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
because they all graduated, and one of our interns was getting married, graduating, and moving to Chicago to start her job, all within like 2 weeks. So they were all one. Sophie, who's
babe, can you get out of my head, Emily C? Emily C. How about I couldn't even say that word? Should we Google? I don't know what. Okay. Hold please. Thank you for spelling it because I couldn't have. Indefatigable. Meaning. Okay. In the early 17th century, from French of indefatigabilis, a person or their efforts persisting tirelessly. Oh, okay. That's a real big word for tireless persistence. Learn something new every day.
Is like a little, more like a daughter to me, I guess, but I treat her like a little sister. She hasn't graduated yet, but the other 8 have all graduated. So our group thread, I think it's me with the 8 of them or the 9 of them, was Crash Graddies.
That's so good. Speaking of, have you seen the clip where it appears that Auntie Bev, it appears from social opinion that she's checking out Crash Daddy? Have you seen? I have to show you later. Okay,
I've seen that. It's played in slow motion, which anything in slow motion, that's how you get Exhibit A is pausing things at the wrong time.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, we all know that if a delectable little snack, okay, that is a federal arca, a PhD, a man by the name of Wolf. I mean, Judge Beverly Canoni is only human. Levies, how could she not take a gander at what was walking to the stand? It's Clark Kent, but not. It is a man with a full head of hair, dimples, and a megawatt smile. What did he say? I don't know. But I know that he said Lexus did not strike Officer John O'Keefe, and Officer John O'Keefe did not strike that vehicle. Right?
She seems too self-conscious of a woman to have done that knowing she was on camera. But what you're referring to, I have seen.
You're going to stay in Massachusetts forever.
No, like, God, I hope I don't have to stay much longer in Massachusetts.
Where do you want to live?
Anywhere but Massachusetts.
49 other states.
Yeah, anywhere. I could be in the middle of the woods. I could be.
Now listen, babes, to me, profound. To me, impactful. This statement, Karen, come close. It's me. It's Kimmy. I feel this. And I think that a lot of us, no matter how fearful we are of corruption, how fearful we are when a mass state, when like a trooper comes to pull us over, I felt this and I felt her in this moment.
Be on a farm. I could be on the water. I don't care. I care who I'm with. Yeah. I don't want to see another Massachusetts state trooper. I don't care if they're reformed or under a different colonel. I have taken too many shots at law enforcement to feel protected by law enforcement, although we have had many positive experiences. Yeah. I hope law enforcement that supports me, or at least believes me, in Massachusetts understands what has happened to me at the hands of law enforcement and why I feel the way I do. My grandfather, my mother's father, was a police officer. Obviously, John was a police officer. I am not anti-law enforcement, but I have had many, many members of law enforcement abuse my rights and lie. And that's as far as I'll go. And I can prove that they have lied. I hope the good law enforcement knows why I feel the way I do, but I don't feel safe in Massachusetts. I don't feel that the politics are safe. It's not that those problems don't exist everywhere else, but I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to see any more of the law. I will try to make change in other ways, but the legal system just feels so broken. I look at my lawyers and I just think, What made you go into this?
Yeah.
You're just such an underdog.
Mm-hmm.
You're battling the resources of the state, sometimes with a defendant that can't even make bail. And then how do you hire the crash daddies and La Posada and Dr. Russell? And the government can go with a blank check to Aperture and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and pay a special prosecutor hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You want to make change, but not get into law. Where do you see yourself like in 5 years? Where would you hope your life to be?
I hope within 5 years we've written the book, which I think will take longer. I'm not even, I can get there if I have to, but I'm not even in the headspace to start regurgitating and reliving all this. I would, and I need the money, so I'll do it when I have to start doing it. But I think the easiest thing I can do is just keep telling the story. There are so many facets to this that the public doesn't know just because there hasn't been, I mean, this is my first real interview. There's so much of what is entailed in this fight that you know more about this case than average, partly because it's played out twice and it's about to be played out in a different form a third time. But what it takes to mount a defense, to even stay somewhat competitive to the prosecution, I think the details, the financial costs, the sweat equity, what these lawyers have to sacrifice, it's amazing anyone's acquitted. It really amazes me. And my case was easy to prove. My case was logical. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And we still were met with just such a fight from the government that I've paid taxes to. And they threw everything at me that they could and didn't come close. I think the public needs to know, they need to be more careful. They need to know their rights. They need to know not ever to speak to law enforcement. Unfortunately, we can't cooperate the way we would think we need to, because if God forbid this goes south, it will be used against you in a court of law. It will be manipulated against you in a court of law. It will be taken out of context against you in a court of law. You know, we're trying to put together this YouTube channel, Alan and I, and I read a couple comments like, I'm done hearing from Karen. What does she have to? I can tell you what it's like to be a defendant, and I can tell you what it takes to be the system. It's a lot more than what you think. I've lived now.
Well, let's go. Where are we, guys? I subscribed this morning. So let's see. Where's the read files at? Karen and AJ. Ready? Read files. There are 14,000, babes. If you haven't subscribed, go do it. Because hearing from AJ and hearing from Kat about specific things is imperative. It's important. It is a story that we have not heard from a defendant who fought for her life twice in front of us and continues to heal and try to heal through Massachusetts corruption that we really haven't seen with under the spotlight in which it was. I mean, this case has catapulted to international news, right? We were all aware, and this was something that with visible eyeballs, you knew since day one, Karen or an interchangeable human being, you knew that the non-interchangeable human was Officer John O'Keefe, and that his injuries will never make sense or correlate to being struck by a vehicle, by a 6,000-pound Lexus, 7,000 almost. It did not happen. And Michael Morrissey went forward. He increased her charges. And Mass State Police had solved, i.e. Michael Proctor, without going to 34 Fairview on January 29th. He was still texting his 9 best friends from first grade that she's fucked. No chance she skates. She's a smoke. Weird Fall River accent, no ass. Okay? The same day, they had wrapped this up because Karen was taking the fall no matter what. And after one mistrial, Michael Morrissey, in the scariest shit that I think we have collectively ever seen in the Commonwealth, decided to double down and pay millions of dollars for an OUI conviction. Why we call this Witchy Wednesday, babe, is because it was all along a witch hunt. But Karen's not going to be the one who burns. And there still needs to be justice for Officer O'Keefe.
6 months, 3 continuous at a time with my defense team, with ancillary members of the defense team, with law students. We had a documentary crew with us at one point. It's emotional and trying and exhausting. And there's a lot of choreography and personnel management, I'll call it, to walk in a court looking how we looked every day and to be cohesive. And I had 3 men in their 60s from 3 different firms, very seasoned in their careers, all having spent time as prosecutors. And then Liza made partner along the way, also experienced with her own opinions. We don't just show up and put Kelly Deaver on the stand. Everyone has their own experience and therefore their own strategy and their own way of doing things. And
dynamic.
They all fall on me to break the tie. It's very, very trying. It's why I feel this crash from trial, because it wasn't just sitting there and trying to keep my emotions in check, which sometimes I didn't do a very good job of. It was what was happening. Honestly, trial sitting there was oftentimes easier than having to go home. The worst nights, the worst moments of trial at times were Monday and Tuesday nights, where we just had a grueling day at court and some big witness is coming on Thursday, or worse, we think a big witness is coming Thursday, but Brennan hasn't finalized the batting order yet. So it could be the children are testifying on Thursday, or it could be Buchnick, or it could be Tully. One of the 4. I mean, that's how it goes. That's the dirty pool that's happening. Is we are finding out sometimes within 1 day's notice who is going to testify. We were told that now I can't remember her name, the dog DNA expert from UCal Berkeley.
Oh no. Hold on, guys.
Judge Cannoni told Allen the morning of opening statements in trial 2 that she had not made up her mind about ARCA, and he was therefore disallowed from mentioning ARCA in his opening statements. So that meant Hank Brennan presented his case, and you're going to hear from Aperture, ladies and gentlemen, and 2 PhDs. Oh, well, that's right. Shannon Burgess lied about his degrees. 1 PhD is going to tell you that car backed up at 24 miles an hour, 62 feet, and it spun him around like a top, and he fell and cracked his head open. Then we get up to give opening statements, and we've got the federally contracted ARCA PhDs who've done all this work, and we've had them now for a year, and we can't mention them. So if jurors were paying attention, they'd say, well, wait a minute. So the prosecution has a physical reconstructionist who's going to tell us that car damaged that body and that body damaged that car. But Reed doesn't have, why they can't prove it? So they go into trial thinking, I don't think Reed can physically prove that this didn't happen. This is Cannoni handicapping us. So she said to Allen the morning of opening, you have 10 minutes. I have not ruled on ARCA. And Allen said, Your Honor, it's in my opening statement. I can't not talk about they're arguably our 2 most important witnesses. And she said, you have 10 minutes to sit at the table and edit your opening. And she gave him exactly that. I've never seen Allen, and I've seen him in different states of pressure. this was
insane.
unspeakable what
Yeah.
she was putting him through. And he is so choreographed and fastidious and meticulous, and everything flows. It's not a stream of consciousness. It's something he's worked and massaged. And he reiterates themes as he goes through. He didn't just talk about ARCA once. He introduced them in the beginning. There was no collision. There was no collision.
There was no collision with John O'Keefe. There was no collision. There was no collision.
There he is, the AJ, okay? Rock star. What an absolute dream to hear Kat talk about. We knew because we've watched everything, but we're hearing that Judge Cannone says, you've got 10 minutes, figure it out. You can't use them. But we have a paid expert from the Commonwealth side in Aperture that we already had Mass State Police. We already had Trooper Paul. We already had what you believe happened on Key Cycle 1162 with a pirouette, babe. We already knew what you said. And then you did Blue Man Group to the tune of almost 425,000 doll hairs. Okay. And a man, Shannon, what are we doing? I lost my collective mind. Hearing Alan Jackson say there was no collision, there was no collision, there was no collision is the same to me as not guilty, not guilty, not guilty in closing. Incredible. He is that Mitch. You know what I'm saying? And Judge Cannone is an actual asshole. And I mean that I respectfully, I'm sorry. But guys, Judge Cannone was pulling these strings. And listen, and I knew it, and I'm going to tell you this because here's the thing. We have a judge on a bench who is sitting here and saying to us that she is unbiased, that she is holding the scales of justice and keeping the balance for not the Commonwealth, but also for Karen. She had to be that balance, and I felt as though she did not in any way, shape, or form. And that is where we see it. The fact that Karen Reed had to pay for Dr. Russell, sweet angel baby Marie Russell, after she had already been certified as an expert in trial 1, that they had the ability and that Hank Brennan was allowed to voir dire her, daubert her again, and do it to ARCA, and then you threaten and say you can rewrite it. You got a 10 spot, really, because you let Adam Lally in trial 1. You gave him an extra 3 minutes to talk about fucking John Adams because he was trying to eat your ass, Bev, because that's your favorite president. What are we doing? Not eat your ass. That was illegal, but you know what I mean? Like kiss your ass. That's what I meant. This demonstration and verifiable, like you could look at this from outer space, babe, and see the bias in Judge Beverly Cannone. That she was team Commonwealth. And when more dribs and drabs of information come out, I understand that you lean, right? You lean because you're a judge. You have a leaning towards believing the prosecution. It's innate. But this feels like you were handicapping Karen, that you were handicapping the defense team, that you were intentionally trying to tie both hands behind their back. Why? That's all I'm saying.
There was no collision. There was no collision. There was no collision.
And then he goes into detail throughout that all had to be excised and still flow. These are fights that we were made to endure that we shouldn't have, and it was something like this multiple times a day of this magnitude. So I think long answer to your question about the next 5 years, even just for therapeutic reasons, I want people who care to know everything that happened.
You're still fighting. So you had the 2 trials, but now there's a civil fight. There's multiple civil fights. How much is that going to cost?
My biggest expense is logistics. The amount of work required is just so vast. I mean, it took 3 different firms, Yannetti, DLA Piper, where Bob was from, and Worksman Jackson, for 2 trials. We didn't even make it through the first time around. We had to do it again. And now I currently have 3 civil trials happening. I have the O'Keefe wrongful death suit in Plymouth County, Massachusetts. I have my suit against Canton PD and Massachusetts State Police in Bristol County, Massachusetts, both state. And now I have the federal with the Alberts, McCabe's, Higgins, Proctor, Tully, and Buchnick. So that's 3. Alan is still one of my attorneys. I am not currently compensating Alan, but I do pay for all the travel and logistics. I have paid modestly so far, she and Finney, but the amount of work they've done on a billable hour rate is already astronomical. I mean, they're doing something robust for my case as I sit here right now. They're amazing, and there's 3 of them, and they're all just like Alan's firm. They're all complementary. They work together for a reason because they're good together. The worst is over. I am used to fighting now. If any party to this thinks this is inflicting pain on me, you don't understand what I've been through and what I've survived and what I can handle. And you don't understand what's going on and what more is about to be revealed. We were hamstrung, in our opinion, badly at trial. There's more evidence and there's more of a story to tell. And it has to be done. We have to finish this. It's why Alan is still involved. It's why Damon, he was my parents' attorney throughout the last year, but it's why Damon wants to be a part of this civil suit as well. But we have a lot more to do. And luckily we know this case so well. So many of us know it so well. It's just a matter of understanding civil law and how this all has to play out. And it's even more tedious than the criminal court.
Yeah. And I know you have a civil fund set up. I'm going to leave that in the description for people to support. I think it's interesting because there is kind of this narrative that like you got a book deal, you have all this money from the documentary, which we're finding out is not true. You sold your house. We do know that's true. You lost years of your life that you could have been working. You lost your careers. You used up your savings. You cashed out on your retirement. You sold your treadmill.
Oh, I did sell. Who said that?
It was in an interview.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. I did sell my treadmill.
This was a cute antidote.
I have not made anything.
She's not made anything.
Not a dime. I don't have a movie. I don't have a book. When I do, you'll know. And there are obstacles even to that. A book. My understanding is if we are authors, we could be given some to write the book, almost as if we were taking a sabbatical to write this book. With a movie, what I'm learning is someone like me who would be selling her life rights for the movie, I wouldn't really be able to monetize that until the movie is actually in production, that my rights are actually, it's like a stock option. They're actually going to be, the rights will actually be exercised. So no, I love my parents. But I don't know that the 3 of us need to live together until the end of time. I'd love to live with them in a bigger house where we can spread out. But no, obviously, if I were making millions or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, ask the people who live on Country Hill Drive in North Dayton. That's where I live, and I'm lucky I have them, and I feel safe, and I'm lucky I can enjoy my parents at this age, and we don't have this trial over our heads anymore. But no, I'd like to be doing things. I'd like to regain some more strength physically. I'd like to, I don't know that I like to travel right now, but I'd like to be somewhere with the people I love. And I haven't been able to because I don't have the resources. I have had some very generous people help me in small ways and not so small ways
and off
to celebrate.
She's been off
money in movies. You're not making any money.
He was on a show in the 70s called The Partridge. To them and became best friends, and then found out they were actual brothers. And it was an amazing musical kinship. I've seen her in a remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. So any economical appreciation. So I wish these people luck in their endeavors, but I hope they know what I've lost for them to tell this story.
Yeah. I know that you guys are working on the YouTube show, but if we were to end it on a lighter note, if I were to summon you with a magical spell, you have to pick 5.
Oh, a magical spell. I'm sorry, Stephanie. Are you also a witch? Are you a witch like us? Are you bewitching on Wednesdays with us? We love it. This was profound. I've donated to the defense fund for Kara for her civil trial, guys. And if you have it in your heart and if it's weighing on you today, or if you just want to, I'll put in the description for the defense fund. I hope that it got a bump, but we have to support still till the wheels fall off. I support Karen. I support Aiden. Full stop. And this was like, for me, you know how I am. This made my heart.
Things or objects that speak to you, what would you pick?
5 things or objects that speak to me. Well, one easy one would be rosary beads. I'm religious. I don't pray as much as I should pray. I should be praying many times a day, and I do not. But when I was in jail both times, I prayed the rosary without my rosary beads over and over. I actually used it to help myself keep time because I know it takes me 15 minutes. I have a friend who actually gave me rosary beads that were made with yellow roses that were on John's casket, because I was not at John's funeral, but she grabbed a handful of petals and made me rosary beads. So those are very precious to me. I had someone.
Oh. Guys. Take it in. That moved me, and it did. And I think it would move some of our lovies that understand that, and you understand the meaning of that. And like for her, I don't know, you just go back and you think about everything, and you think about there being a protective order and her not being able to attend the services of Officer O'Keefe. And her talking about her and John's relationship earlier in this interview and saying like, I've never had a finality of someone I loved not be here. Like, it's not like I can text you and say, I love you, I miss you, I'll see you soon. Or knowing that you'll, like, even if you broke up, that I get to see how the rest of your life happened. She never got that. And of course, Officer John O'Keefe never got that. But to have those rosary beads and to have that ability to see and pray and have that is just, it's a piece of something that she was robbed of. And of Officer John O'Keefe. So I just was like, oh, this is taking me out right now. And also one of my friends, one of your best friends from out of town, Parksy. When we went to the fundraiser in November of 2024, I hope Parksy won't yell at me for saying this. I don't think she will. Will she? Parks had just gotten back from the Vatican. And she got a rosary that was blessed by the Pope, and like had Vatican holy water, and gave it to Karen to protect her. And like, to me, that was like, I was like, oh, this is like, I don't think there is a price. And I know, like, when it was during freaking, white woman tears. Sorry. Like, when like you think about like Verdict, and I think about like going back to Verdict Watch. And I know like me and Kelly, I would text Reed, and I would be like, I just kept doing the rosary. I would just keep saying my prayers because I was like, oh God, I just wanted them to be able to rest a little, you know?
And this is something that was just recently, it's not in my possession, but it means something to me, and I'd like to get my own copy. Alan had a renowned courtroom artist in Los Angeles. I believe she's retired now. She just goes by the first name Mona. She did a courtroom sketch, which is fascinating. It's like, looks like a mix of watercolor and like pencil. And it's Alan in great detail. It's very small. It's Alan. My parents are behind him. Jen McKay, Brian Albert, and Colin Albert. It's during closing argument are in the O'Keefe's gallery. And I'm turning around looking at Alan, and it was amazing. I asked Alan if we can please commission her to do one that I can keep. I've gotten like so many photos. There's a photo that someone took in the courtroom. There's two. It's not really the photo, but it's that moment that I would never remember with the clarity without the photo. But there's several of me kissing my dad that they're just perfect. And then there's one hugging my parents. I know a gentleman named Greg Durr, DERR, is a photographer. I think he's just part of the Associated Press, or he works for the Boston Globe, but he's really commemorated some amazing moments. But there's one where I'm hugging my parents after the verdict, and my hair is kind of pulled tight, and I've got my fists are like this, and I'm hugging, and I just know exactly how I felt. There's a couple photos of my dad and me that I kissed him every day, and my mom, so I don't remember specific that moment, but hugging them after the verdict, I remember. Other than that, there aren't many objects that mean much to me. I've learned to become more transient, less sentimental through this process because, I mean, I had a house that was big for me that I filled with things that I collected in art. And luckily I gave a lot of it to a cousin of mine who I know is going to look after it. And I actually hope he keeps it all because I love him. But I'm not too attached really to anything physical.
So babes, when we just hear that, like, to me, hearing what matters and like what are the things, it's like photos of Mr. and Mrs. Reed and rosary beads, and everything that she said shows you where her mindset is and what matters. Your family matters. Your health matters. Those are the things. Your memories matter. The life of Officer John O'Keefe matters. And Karen matters to us. So, I don't know. I just thought that was a really special way to end it. And I thought that she just knocked this out of the park. I loved this. Loved it. I feel like I got a lot of a feeling from her in it. And that makes sense. You know, I get why she did this. And I hope that this was a good experience for her. And I hope that she enjoyed it. And I know it won't be the last because she's doing the read files. So I got to go to morning meeting, babes. I'm an asshole. But want to do something, lady? Want to do something, lady? Want to do something later? Okay. If you do, I'll be here. And also to my super chats, I love you. Can I say something to you? Happy belated, Lovey. Oh God, I'm gonna screw it up. Happy belated, Lovey. Oh, thank you, babe. And to Robin G, are we looking at all messages? Happy birthday, Lovey. And to my Cheryl and Amanda August says, precious people with precious little hurt feelings. We love you, Nurse Kim. From us Aussies to them, as we say, whoop, double, naughty, 40, Lovey. Smile. Thank you so much, babe. And thank you to the Goodmans for being a member for 16 months at my house because you are insane in the membrane. I love you. I bid you adieu. It's too long. I set you free, babe. I love you. My best friend's from out of town. And thank you to Veronica Mars for makes sense why she called him a pervert. Oh. And thank you to Kimberly. Kimberly by any other name is still my soul sister. Thank you for becoming a member consensually at my house. And to the Thunderdome, Nurse Kim, you are a blessing. Thunder Horse, you are a blessing. I love you. Thank you for being here for 4 months. Nurse Kim, Leanne, stop. I love you, girl. I know a case you may be personally interested in with an appeal hearing on 1:30. a telehealth worker wrongfully convicted of a Medicare fraud and sentenced to 20 years. Email you, hun. Yeah. legalnursekim@gmail.com. Thank you. That is very interesting. I do like anything that is Medicare fraud. And you are the loveliest to my Karen Cole, UK lawyer. Listen, babes, I've got to go. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. I love your faces. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, great job on the news.
Thank you.
We will, Courtney and I will share what happened when we went to dinner last night, Sunday dinner, coming up. And as I